Good morning, Patriots family. Please support for our channel by like, share and subscribe to support for our President Trump. Restored Republic via a GCR. Update as of Friday 10 February 2023. Compiled Friday 10 February 2023 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by Judy Byington. The cabal was attempting to control humanity by implementing a fiat digital currency system, and just as their bankrupt central banks prepared for bank runs. Meanwhile, the quantum financial system funded by gold, asset-backed currencies of 209 nations was ready to go. A loving niece has regularly called her widowed 94-year-old Aunt Helen. They smile, laugh, even shed a few tears together as Aunt Helen recounts her life while her niece records the conversation for posterity. Over the course of these visits, the niece has been struck by how clearly Aunt Helen remembers people and experiences from so many years ago. In particular, she seems to remember best those who were kind to her. She talks most vividly about moments of joy and acts of kindness. A global currency reset. Judy note. A high-up source indicated that the funding for the RV has already been released to the U.S. Treasury and was in the quantum financial system ready to be distributed. The liquidity for Tier 4B to begin appointments would be coming from the Rodriguez Trust some time before, or on, Monday 20 February. Thursday 9 February. Bruce. An international bank said that once USTN was available at the bank's Tier 4B appointments would start, and that could be within the next couple of days. Thursday 9 February. Mark Z. From the banking side, I am continuing to hear they are expecting us to start banking around the 19th 20th and Nasara to kick in. I am hearing around the 20th Nasara, Gesera starts. We will see. This means we have to have the RV reset before then. They would have to move quickly from where they are floating now in Iraq to a full-blown revaluation. It's possible, and I hear they are prepared for it. What I am being told is we will get to exchange at a contract rate once it crosses around the $1 mark. I think they may do one more small rate increase just to get the dollars off the streets and the dinar back in the hands of Iraq citizens. Then I think they could go wham, a revaluation. They have two choices. On the stock market, a complete crash would force the reset, RV. They can certainly do it before if they want to. But, if they continue to be idiots, they can let it crash in a controlled demolition, or an ugly event. Thursday 9 February. Bloomberg. Iraq revalues currency after replacing central bank head. B. Thursday 9 February. The Retribution Funds for 62 and older. Compilation of money paid in taxes, interest paid, birth certificate, marriage licenses, divorce decrees that were traded as a bond, will be paid back. Their total into one payment per year for 11 years, annual tranches starting 15 February. Through the end of the month 28 February. Social Security will eventually increase and paid on 3 weds, one restitution check on the other wed. Some bondholders received funds, 1%, today Thursday 9 February. Tier 4B notification will be triggered by bondholders getting access to their funds. On Thursday 9 February. An international bank said that once USTN is available at the bank's Tier 4B appointments will start, and that could be within the next couple of days. See. The real news for Thursday 9 February 2023. The end of all freedom. A central bank digital currency creates unprecedented possibilities for tyranny. The Elite Network. The full list of members of the Committee of 300. Fleet of Chinese spy balloons over 5 continents. China tested hypersonic missiles drops. 17,000 dead after earthquakes smash Turkey and Syria. Russian Marines wipe out 3 Ukrainian brigades. D. Judy note. All the people are going to see is that the Zhou administration, the World Economic Forum, the central bank, and all the corrupt individuals hiding behind the curtain. All these people are destroying the economy of America. And on the other side, what they're going to see, they're going to see Trump give economic solutions time and time again. Actually, he just came with an economic solution. We'll be getting to that in just a minute. But think about all these woke companies right now, they're in a lot of trouble. And think about the banking system. You see, when the banking system starts to implode, and we saw this back in Cyprus where there was a run on the banks. They froze everything. People couldn't get their money. And when we're in a crisis, a lot of people are going to experience this. Actually, if you look at Credit Suisse right now, they have cratered and their losses are gigantic and people are taking their money out of Credit Suisse, and they are in trouble. Now, is this a bank run now? I think the bank is doing poorly and people are like, well, you know something, we don't want to be in this bank when it goes down. So what we're going to is we're gonna take our money out and move it to another system, and we can see the bank is in trouble just keeping people employed. They already cut bonuses and they're actually questioning if they can actually retain staff. And this is going to be a huge problem. And think about all the other banks that are going to be in trouble. Think about the derivative market. And we're starting to get news from many different banks right now where they might be in trouble, just like corporations are in trouble right now. All these companies that decided to go woke where they thought, hey, you know, this is what the majority of the people want. Well, they're starting to find out that this isn't working for them, and as they keep going down this path, it's going to get worse and worse, and add on top of that the economic system completely imploding. Well, it's recipe for disaster. And when you look at Disney once again, remember they just laid off 7,000 employees. Well, it seems that their streaming service isn't doing well. They're losing subscribers. Their expenses are way too high. Edmund Lee put this out and said Disney beat investors' prediction for the quarter, top and bottom lines, but its streaming business lost more than $1 billion. Disney Plus grew its sales by 13% to $5.3 billion, but it spent $6.3 billion and Disney Plus lost 2.4 million subscribers. Why do you think people are unsubscribing? Well, yes. One could be the economy where people say, okay, we could slash this. We can't make ends meet because of high fuel prices. The other reason is because they've gone woke, and actually most of the people now, as the economy continually implodes, the people are saying, this is getting harder and harder for us. Actually, there was a poll that was done by Rasmussen, and most Americans are paying more for groceries and they expect to even pay more next. So 85% of 1,000 American adults responded to this poll and said they are currently paying more for groceries than they were a year ago. And the current poll also found that a majority, 57%, believe they're going to spend a higher amount on groceries a year from now. Now this is just absolutely unbelievable. Now, add on top of this, people were asked a question by Gallup poll and it says, are you financially better off or worse off now than you were a year ago? And this is what they found out January 2020. People said they were better off and that was 59% highest ever. So that was coming off of Trump's time in the White House. Worse off they said 20%. Fast forward to January 2020. Better off 35%. So it was at 59% when Trump was in control of the economy. It dropped all the way down to 35% after 2.5 years, worse off 50%. And remember, worse off in January 2020. And this was right. If you actually really think about it. Worse off 20% here, worse off 50% in 2020. So this tells you everything you need to know. And like we said from the very beginning, as the deep state, as the central bank, as the Joe administration continually pushes this agenda and people see the fuel prices move up, people see inflation then move up. People see others losing jobs or losing jobs themselves. These poll numbers are going to reflect what people are actually, not what the news wants you to believe, and the polls are gonna get worse and worse as time goes on. Now, I do believe Trump of the Patriots, they actually placed the resident in this position because they needed the people to see the truth. They needed the people to see how these individuals lie, how they pretend that they're working in your best interest, how they lie about the economy, how they lie about how they're gonna make it great, how they lie that it's improving because the people in reality, they can see it for the. I mean, they tried to convince us that fuel prices, inflation wasn't going up while people were experiencing inflation moving up and fuel prices moving up. Now, since people are seeing this, since people are experiencing this, what is Trump doing? Well, he's coming out and he's giving solutions to these problems. 'Cause think about it, they want to remove fossil fuels. This would be a complete and utter disaster. Actually, this would implode the entire economic. It would destroy it the way we know today because energy drives manufacturing. Energy drives a flourishing economy. You need energy and you need to be independent. You can't be dependent on other countries. And if you notice everything that they've been trying to do, and I am talking about the deep state central bank, the World Economic Forum, is to make sure that we weren't energy independent, even though we have tons and tons of. Judy note. I do not now, nor have I ever, received monies for writing my updates and articles. Let us thank Q that the reset has finally come to be. I wish you well in your humanitarian efforts and look forward to seeing you on the other side where together, we will make life better for all. Patience is a virtue. Having virtue is a sign of a good moral being. Good moral beings have the power to overcome evil and change the world. And, we will. Judy.